Hello everybody. It is around 11:45 p.m. at night here in Philly. What I wanted to talk about today was how we train our brains to alter us in order to get the cravings that we do normally have. For example, any addictions you might have, whether that might be porn or substances or just scrolling, any of those vices. People tend to fight these addictions to, get greener pastures. But something I learned recently, and I will cite who I got this from today, a Healthy Gamer GG or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, he's pretty famous on YouTube especially, but recently I just watched a video of his talking about don't fight your addictions, which is kind of clickbait because that's not exactly what he said, but I'm also guilty of doing that myself. But to summarize that video, he was talking about how you fight your addictions for some period of time, arbitrary amount of time, and your body fights you to do it with more cravings, and it might make you feel like shit, it might make you feel sick, it might make you feel absolutely terrible and give you all sorts of symptoms of sickness that are psychologically induced. It's meaning your brain made you sick, everything, when there's nothing viral going on, nothing that would actually make you sick. It's just your brain fighting you to get back into those cravings. Normally it wouldn't get this bad, but this comes from when you fight your addictions and then your brain gives you this type of resistance, like why are you not giving me this satisfaction? And then you finally open up to it and go back to the craving, whatever you're doing, the addiction, you go back on it. And then you essentially are teaching your brain this is what needs to be done to get that fix. And why this was so paramount of knowledge to me is because when I heard that information in my head, I was thinking about my cat and how he claws at my door and meows at the door to get in. What I realized as a pattern is the more I get up and open the door after a while and let him in, and then he bites the shit out of my leg because he's just a troll like that. If I'm sitting in my chair, he's like, okay, legs, gotta get on that. So that's why I don't often let him in my room. I usually interact with him downstairs. But going back to the point why this was so much of an analogy to me is the more I answered him after waiting for a while, because he would start meowing at the door or clawing at it, the more I taught him that this is what he has to do to get in my room and bother the fuck out of me. Now, on the adverse, if I am to sit here and completely ignore him, like not budge at all for like whatever amount of time, like 10 minutes, then eventually he would give up and just walk back downstairs, just fine. If I were to just open the door immediately when he's there and just keep opening it, then he'll just sit there and wait for me to open it again. There won't be any resistance, like clawing at my door, destroying my door, or meowing up a storm. He'll just sit there until I open it, because he's expecting me to open it. And that would be like, just, yeah, you cannot fight your addiction and just keep hopping on it every craving, but then you're not getting anything good out of it. Like, my cat still just bites the shit out of my leg, so I'm not getting anything good out of it. He's not clawing at the door or meowing at it and destroying my door, but he's still getting in my room and clawing the shit out of my leg. So that's one way to do it. Or you can go completely cold turkey and just ignore it completely, and you won't teach, or I won't teach my cat to claw at my door and meow for as long as possible until I finally go out there and open the door and let him in. that was the analogy I drew in my head. With addictions, if you put up so much resistance only to just finally give in, you're training your brain to offer that much resistance to get that thing. It makes sense. But other than just, training an animal to behave some sort of way to get what they want, you're training your brain to affect you in a certain way to get what it wants, what the addiction side of it wants. Now, for me personally, going cold turkey on addictions only works when you can bear going cold turkey and you succeed. It's one way to go, which it can definitely succeed because you're not teaching your brain anything. You're just going cold turkey and bearing through the symptoms. But it is the toughest way to do it, but definitely a surefire success way to do it if you do it for long enough. But sometimes that can also kill you. Your brain can kill you over this. Like, against citing Healthy Gamer, like alcohol as a substance, the withdrawal from that can kill you. So in that case, it'd be dangerous. But don't, just don't half-ass it, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Don't half-ass your craving reduction or whatever, because then you're teaching your brain the bad habit of making you sick, making you feel like shit. And then you're just gonna relapse and go back to it. So, yeah, that's something interesting. That's definitely something I'll be applying on my future endeavors of trying to resist cravings. So, yeah, that's all I have. Thanks. See you in the next one.